Welcome. Thanks for joining. We did a blessing for all of our college kids last weekend. I know some have already left, some will soon. And we're about to start a new school year. I think there's a message in here for all of us at those times of transition. I am excited that this year, Most Sacred Heart School celebrates its 75th anniversary. I love our logo. Building a better world, one student at a time. So whether or not you have kids at all or of any age, I hope you find some blessing in this homily, because this is about the life journey for all of us. Years ago, some friends of mine had a party to say goodbye to their daughter who was leaving home to pursue her dreams. The family had, as you would imagine, a whole array of emotions. They were amazed at how quickly the years had gone by. They were proud of her. They were scared for her. And they were, to a person, sad at the pain of goodbye. As a quick aside, those of you who have recently done this or who will soon do this, dropped a kid off to college for the first year. Well, perhaps you understand in a special way. Someone had made a banner for the occasion. I can still, to this day, remember what it looked like. It had the outline of a boat facing the sunrise over the open sea with the caption, "A ship is safe in the harbor." And underneath, "But that's not what ships are for." A ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are for. Even in their sadness, they understood that they needed, or that she needed to go. Yes, in the harbor, of course, the ship is close to home, has greater shelter from the storms, doesn't get lost. But a ship is made for the journey and for whatever that journey might hold. It has always been that way for us as well as people of faith. Faith is not safe harbor and protection from pain or suffering. Pain is not a promise that the seas will be calm, that there will be no storms. No, we are plunged into the waters of baptism to begin a journey launching us out to an unpredictable sea. What are your seas like these days? Sometimes happily, the journey offers seas that are calm. Days of peaceful sun, gentle breeze, nights of clear stars and silent beauty. Those are the times that we almost instinctively can sense the presence of God with us. It is important to savor those moments. If these days your seas are calm, please treasure this time. Drink these days in. Don't take these moments for granted. Because, as we all know on some level at least, life's journey will take us through storms. And sometimes the storms are of pain and heartache are beyond what we think our little boat could withstand. Whatever your seas are like these days, I have 3 things. 1, in the rough seas, God shows up. God does. 2, sometimes we are the ones called to reach our hands out to those floundering in the water, struggling to be okay. And 3, often it's a bit of both at the same time. Number 1, in the rough seas, God will show up. In whatever way it looks, when we are the ones kicking really hard to keep our heads above water in the stormy seas, there will be the hand reaching out to us that we need. Somehow, love will be there to help us to hang on. And often in ways we wouldn't expect. Just ask Elijah today. The storms that swirled around him were awful. Simply because he had done the right thing, the queen wanted him killed. He had been fleeing for his life for a while, and he'd had it. He was just done. He was so discouraged that he just wanted to die. But in a way that was stunning and stunningly normal, God showed up. I mean, did you notice in that reading? It was not in anything dramatic or spectacular like fire or earthquake. It was instead the sound of a gentle breeze, or as some translations say it, a tiny whispering sound. As insignificant as that might sound right now, it was enough for Elijah there in that tremendously normal thing. The stunning happened. God showed up. I don't know what it will look like for you when it happens, but God will show up for you in your stormy seas as well. God does not silence the storms. God shows up some way in the midst of them. It will be enough. It will be grace enough for the moment. Number 2, maybe you are having pretty smooth sailing these days. As I mentioned, please savor those days. Don't tell yourself you will be able to outrun the storms forever. And know that this is probably the time for you to reach out your hand to someone for whom the seas are stormy, for whom life is turbulent. You can't fix everything for them. You're not called to. No, we just do what we can. And sometimes, like for Peter in the gospel today, that means we get out of the comfort of the boat we're in to be where those folks are. Make that phone call. Show up at that uncomfortable event. Say that kind of awkward thing. Volunteer in a way you're not used to, whatever. If your seas are calm, enjoy. Give thanks to God. And look around for those who might need your hand. And 3, know that often it will be some of both at the same time. Our seas are a bit rugged, or maybe even swirling treacherously around us, but we still do our part for others as well. And I don't know how to explain this, at least all the way, but somehow it's just so universally true that our inner seas are at least calmed a bit when we reach out in the midst of it all to serve others. It's just true. I think that family had it right. A ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are for. A ship is made for the journey and whatever that journey might hold. And as we make that sometimes stormy journey of life and faith, I am so glad we are in it together. And when it's rough, may God help us trust that in the midst of the storms, love will show up. When our seas are calm, may we keep a special eye out for those who need our care. And don't be surprised that it will usually be a bit of both at the same time.